Good evening and welcome to Thursday's We Are Leeds. Coming up tonight, Simon Grayson looks back on transfer deadline day, Fede Bassoni on the season so far, and more from Leeds United legend Eddie Gray. Good evening and welcome to Thursday's We Are Leeds. We're joined in the studio very shortly by James Stanley, who's been busy up at Thorpe Arch. But first, let's hear from the boss, Simon Grayson. He's been reflecting on transfer deadline day.
It was a busy day, really. Obviously, we've done a lot of our business before Tuesday. Concluded Ramon Nunes, who we think has got an opportunity to be with us for a little bit and impress us for longer. Adam Clayton, he was a player that we like what we saw in training, and he's still a young boy, still got a lot to learn, and we think that we can develop him as a player. We've not got many players in that sort of age group, and obviously getting him out of Man City was the first port of call, but then obviously was delighted to come here. So we've done them too. Obviously the departures in terms of Lubo going out to Carlisle on 4 or 5 month loan till January, which is because he needed football, and Alan Sheen obviously going to Swindon. So it was quite a busy day. One or two other things nearly came off in terms of players going in and out. We were close to doing another player coming in, which just fell at the last hurdle, which was unfortunate because I thought it would have been a good signing for us. But look, I'm delighted with what we've got. The loan market opens again in another week or so, and that's the format that you can go down in future now.
So it was just one that you sort of missed out. I mean, how close was it?
Yeah, it was very close. We've sort of agreed everything nearly, and then just at the last minute the player decided to stay where he was, which is disappointing, but obviously everybody are entitled to that sort of opinion. So it'd have been a good signing for us, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But we move on and address the situation of other areas now. And
as you say, the loan window reopens, free transfers are still available, and those kind of players will probably be linked with moves here. So you're still actively looking now?
Yeah, we're looking all the time. We're looking in terms of players that are out of contract who had the contracts cancelled before the deadline finished. That means they can still train with us or other clubs and then sign afterwards. The loan market obviously opens, and obviously we're looking at other players now for the January window when it opens as well. So it's an onward going thing, but we have got a good squad here now. We've just sort of added to it, got players coming back, and we've got some real good competition for places now.
Simon Grayson speaking to We Are Leeds up at Thorpe Arch earlier on. We're now joined in the studio by James Stanley. Good evening.
Good evening, Ben.
So Simon talking about transfer deadline day, but he also gave us an injury update.
He did, yes. Obviously, we're still waiting on a few people to come back from injury, including Billy Painter and Robert Snodgrass. And he was basically telling us that they are going to be available soon, especially with this international break. They're able to do a lot more work now. And hopefully they'll be back a lot sooner rather than later.
Do you think Swansea? Was there any hints?
I don't want to say anything for definite, because obviously Simon doesn't like to put time scales on it, but as a fan, I'd love them to come back to Swansea. That's all I'm going to say.
Next up, Callum Davenport. Is he still up at Thorpe Arch?
He hasn't been for the last couple of days. Obviously, there's been a story in the Yorkshire Evening Post today saying that he's not with Leeds and his chances have gone now with Leeds. But that's not quite true. Callum Davenport's just been away for the last couple of days, sorting a few personal matters out down in London, and that was from Simon Grayson, that was.
Now, Fede Bassoni was another injury concern. He came off in the game against Watford, and I believe you guys have spoken to him today.
Yes, we did. We had a word with Fede, who's in a very upbeat mood, and we had a chat to him, as I say earlier, and this is what he had to say.
Well, we didn't start good. We lost at home, you know. We gave away 3 points, important points, but well, we did it well. We won the last 2 games in league, and we have 7-12. I think is a good start for us.
In terms of the games, I mean, how have you found, how do you think the team have sort of dealt with the games? Because there's been different sides to Leeds United. We've seen the attacking play against Millwall, but against Watford it was a bit of a fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a difficult game. You know, Watford, they play all the team was together, and to be honest, it was very difficult to try to play football. And you know, it's different when you play at home and you play away as well. At home, we can control the ball, we can do the pitch as big as we want. And when you play away, you know, maybe a lot of teams, they are going to do that against us.
And you got your first clean sheet against Watford as well of the league season. Was that something of a bonus for you?
Well, it's important for the team. You know, we are working hard during the week with the gaffer, with the staff technique. You know, we are trying to improve that because these things are important for us as well.
Do you think you've still got sort of room for improvement, to show the fans?
Well, myself. Well, I'm not playing my best yet. I'm playing 85%. Well, I need to show a lot of things much better. I'm trying to get confidence every game. I'm doing that, and every game I'm feeling better.
Why do you think it is then that you sort of haven't sort of hit the heights yet?
It's difficult when you arrive in a new team. You don't know your teammates. You asked me the same weeks before, but now I'm getting confident with them. I'm getting confidence now.
Yeah, so we'll probably see you getting forward a bit more, won't we, as well?
Yeah, hopefully I will try. At the moment has been hard games, difficult games, but well, now I will try to improve that as well.
And we'll have more from Fede Bassoni tomorrow night on We Are Leeds, and more from James shortly on a very exciting DVD. But first, Leeds United legend Eddie Gray joined us in the We Are Leeds studio on Monday, and today he brings us his thoughts on the international break.
We've seen Lloyd Sam limping off. He was a bit of doubt for the game against Watford. You've got Robert Snodgrass and Billy Painter now. They've got 2 weeks to get fit. You've had Ross McCormick. He's got 2 weeks to train as well. I think it's come at a great time for us. It would have come at a bad time, I feel, if we were down near the bottom of the table. I think you're always better getting into a break knowing you've started quite well. You've got a chance to get important players fit. And I think everybody will be looking forward to the restart. Sometimes if you start badly, things aren't going too well, you're thinking, if we lose this game against Swansea, we're going to be in trouble. But now they'll begin thinking, if we go out and beat Swansea, we could be in the top 2 or 3.
Without a massive number of players going out on international duty, how does Simon approach these 2 weeks? Does he try and give them a chance to have some time away? Is it just training as normal? I
think the players that need to be trained, he'll train them. And the players that he thinks that could do with a few days break, he'll give them a few days break. He'll assess it as he goes along. I don't think there's any hard and fast rule to it. He'll look at it and think, right, certain players have played every game. I can give them a break. The ones that haven't played a lot, he might have them in. I wouldn't be surprised if he fixes a game up sometime next week, early next week, to give the players that haven't played a lot a game, and hopefully Robert Snodgrass and Billy Painter, who come back from injury, and Ross McCormick maybe. He might need 45 minutes. So I think you might see maybe a practice match, in-house practice match, or he might get somebody up to Thor Parks to have a little game behind closed doors. So it gives the players a chance to regain their fitness.
And more from Eddie Gray tomorrow night. So James is still with me, and we've got some emails.
Yes, we had a few people getting in touch with us, and if you want to get in touch with us, it's very, very easy. All you need to do is email us lutv@leedsunited.com, or you can follow us on Twitter as well. If you just search for WeAreLeeds_LUTV, you can give us a follow and massages, that'd be interesting, messages on there if you want to do that. Massages, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Messages. I've got one here from Alexander Pozilov from Russia. He says, hello, from a Russian Leeds fan. He says, so I'm very happy now that we can win this game. He's talking about the Watford game. I'm sure that Leeds can return to the Premier League in the next 2 seasons, with a big smiley face. He says, thanks for your attention and goodbye, with a big exclamation mark. Thank you for your email. Also, hello to Tor as well in Norway, who watches us every night as well. And he says, you guys are doing a great job, so thank you for your emails.
Well, it's the massages, it just gets us through.
That's what it does, yeah.
Now, next up, if you don't get enough of James on We Are Leeds, there is a chance to actually see him on DVD now. Now, as well as James, there is some bits of the last day of the season, but it's mainly just James, isn't it?
Yeah, I would like to point out, no, it's not just me, thankfully. It's all about the last day of last season. What an amazing day that was. You only see me for a little bit at the start. But there's no, it's a great DVD that's been produced here at LUTV, all about that day, and it's all unseen footage, different camera angles. We go inside the changing rooms. It's a great DVD, and I'd highly recommend getting it, because it's one of those items that if we do get back into the Premiership, sorry, let me rephrase that, when we get back into the Premiership, it's going to be one of those things you look back at and you think, that was a brilliant day, and that was the start of the new Leeds United.
It's called Uncovered Promotion, and it's in the Ellen Road store and online now at leedsunited.com. I got a sneak preview. I watched it with my uncle at the weekend, and it's strange, isn't it, because that day brings back different memories for everybody, depending on how you were involved, what you were doing, and big moments. And just seeing some of the camera angles again, even on Max's incident, when you actually see it differently, it does bring a new light to the whole day. It's brilliant. I mean, one of the main things that I really noticed when I was watching it was the goals. We had some cameras on the actual fans in the Kop
when the goals were going in, and you can see all the reactions. You just see how much it means to everybody. As a Leeds fan, it just means so much to you, and to be part of that was amazing. I highly recommend getting this DVD.
So it's in the Ellen Road store now and online at leedsunited.com. Big news for all of James's fans. Tomorrow night on We Are Leeds, more from Simon Grayson on England and the international break. Fede Bassoni as well, plus Leeds United legend Eddie Gray brings us his thoughts on the season still to come for Leeds United. But for tonight, from myself and James, that is your lot. Thank you and good night.